Hey, we're back at it. It's a Sunday, and we left out about 8 o'clock this morning. I'm picking up tomorrow here in Jacksonville. We're picking up some docks and taking them to Port Arnasis, Texas. Deliver them on Wednesday morning, and then we'll see where we go from there. There is a couple of loads I see sitting out there. Just not sure if I want to go up to the northeast. All three of them, that's where they're heading. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, we had a good vacation. I hope you all did. Got a few things done to the truck, just cleanup wise, stuff that I did at home. Got it winterized so that I'm ready to go for the winter, and got me a few things that, you know, to wear out there to keep me nice and warm whenever we hit the snowstorm. So anyway, we're out here. We're going to pick up, like I said, in the morning, so we'll check back in with you then.
California coastline, midday Texas sun, misty rain in Smoky Mountain, out here on the run. Lights of New York City, streets of Boston town.
We just delivered down at Port Arnasis. Pretty cool place to deliver to. We're headed now over to Laredo, picking up a load there, going up to Oklahoma City. Then the load picking up out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, taking us up into Pennsylvania. And then I got a load from Pennsylvania, or not actually Pennsylvania, but Ohio, and we're just going over the border into Pennsylvania to deliver, then go back and get a load of insulation and head back down to Tampa. So kind of doing a huge loop. That last load we picked up was in Jacksonville, Florida. I picked it up Monday morning. So basically after yesterday morning, while I was driving, checking the load board, I was able to get booked out until next Thursday. So going to be a really good week. I haven't been booked out like this since last summer, so coming out from Thanksgiving has been pretty good. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Like I said before, I'm going to kind of just start putting out weekly videos instead of daily. That way I can try to get a little bit more content in there. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll check back in with you in a little while. Here's what we were carrying. Basically just for docks. So I had 2 of these, weighed about 45,000 pounds, I think. So we're down here, Port Onassis, basically a little bit east of Corpus Christi. So we're getting these off, setting them down, and then there's the docks. Back over here is the building, which is pretty nice with some really high-end homes. So anyway, we're about done here, and then it's time to head off, get the next one. Okay, we're back. As I'm on the back roads here in Laredo, I thought I'd cover something that's been on my mind. I've seen it out there. It's where drivers are saying they're going, they want to be consultants, charge for consulting fees. And is it bad? Yes and no. And I think that the reason that you get such backlash on it is because truckers are like the last of the cowboys. It's like trying to say, I'm going to consult you how to be a cowboy. That's the only way I can put it. And trucking is a lot of it's common sense. And there's people that you can talk to. I mean, my background before I came into trucking was that I retired from the Navy. I got into manufacturing and ran a couple of manufacturing plants. And I hired consultants to come in to try to help us improve. So I understand that from a business standpoint. But I wasn't paying for the consultants. The company that I worked for paid for the consultants. And they paid good prices. So I understand the consulting side. I've done some consultations and got paid for it. But in trucking, what makes it different is that the people that you're going to be consulting isn't a big corporation. It's not like you're going in and telling a Schneider or a Prime or a Swift how to do their business better. You're talking to another driver. Is what you're talking to. And in my experience since I've been out here, the secrets that everybody thinks is out there, there is no secrets. None. What I did is I started out and drove company for 6 months. I recommend that for anybody that's going to get coming into this industry. After the 6 months, while I was driving those 6 months, I talked to lease drivers. Found out everything that I possibly could. Sat down with them, bought them a cup of coffee. Is that a consultant fee? Sure, why not? Cup of coffee. Once I got and started my lease, then I started seeking out the guys that bought their trucks through the lease program. And I hear guys tell you all the time, oh, they don't recommend that you do that. Look, I'm telling you, it worked for me. And I could have walked away from it at any time, never would have hurt my credit. I've had this truck since it's brand new. I've heard drivers tell you that don't pay your truck off early. I paid my truck off early. Why? Because when you have that truck payment, you're chasing the payment. You've got to make that payment no matter what. So you've got to do revenue to at least make sure that you're making that payment, let alone the bills that you got at home, the insurance that you got to pay. I wanted one less thing that I had to worry about. So I paid my truck off early. I paid a little bit more in taxes, yeah, but I wasn't chasing that money every week. Right now, I don't chase anything. So that's what makes it nice. But to get back, what I'm saying is that, I went and looked for the next people that were where it was that I wanted to be. When it came time, after I bought my truck, to decide what I was going to do next, I looked at getting my own authority, and I looked at leasing on to someplace else. I had friends, and I have friends that have their own authority. They're doing well. You know, one of them was at Prime with me. Not only is he having to chase the truck payment, he's having to chase the insurance payment, and you know, he's having to talk to the brokers, call the brokers, all that. I decided I didn't want to do all of that, so I came over to Mercer. Now, at Mercer, I have a coordinator, and there's other drivers that are on YouTube. Trucker Dan, Super Trucker Dan, has a YouTube channel. He exclusively uses his coordinator to get his loads. I did at the beginning just to get a feel for everything, but now I'm pretty much picking my loads off of the board. And it's no different than what I see Sammy doing over at Makes Sense. I log onto our board, I go and start looking at areas and finding out where the freight's at. And then I try to get my truck there, trying to. This week, I've already, like I said, I'm already booked out until next Thursday. Today's only Wednesday. Before Thanksgiving, I wasn't able to do that. The loads weren't there. This load that I picked going up to Oklahoma, it doesn't pay the best, but I'm still making money on it. And my next load pays great. And then from there on out, everything pays great. So it's just, I think that when it comes to trucking, it's a lot of it is just, it's common sense is what it is. The two things that you got to really remember is that you got to keep this left door shut, and you got to keep the tires rolling. It's the only way you're making money. I did reefer for, what was it, 4 years? I didn't want to do reefer anymore. I don't like the way that the customers treat the drivers. I didn't want the fact that I would have an extra burden of having to fuel the reefer, having to fix the reefer. On flatbed side, the only thing I got to worry about is my security equipment and my trailer. When I pull in at night, I don't have to worry about, do I need to top off the reefer before I go to bed? How far am I going? Do I need to top off the reefer? I don't have to worry about lumper fees. I have not paid anybody since I've been flatbed to unload my trailer. They're always happy to see me. I generally have not had to wait very long to get loaded, but if I have had to wait, it's nothing compared to the reefer side. I've spent days at a place waiting on a reefer load. I've never spent days at a place waiting on a flatbed load. But why I'm against consulting, I want to get back to why I'm against consulting fees anyway, is that there's too many places out there that you can get the information. If you're new to trucking, there's a forum that's out there. It's called the Truckers Report. Google it, find it. You've got questions, you can find almost every company has some presence on there as far as they have a page or whatever where drivers that work there. They'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Before I went to Prime, that's where I went. I found it. I was between them and Stevens Transportation and another company, and I ended up, you have to weed through the good and the bad, and I ended up at Prime, and I've never regretted it, ever. Prime was a great company to work for. The reason I left is that once you buy the truck with them, you got basically 2 years. They want you to buy another truck, and I didn't see a reason to. I see a lot of drivers out there right now that have went out and bought trucks. They got a truck payment, they got a trailer payment. They went and got their own authority, so they got that huge insurance. Wow. And if the freight drops, they're going to be hurting for certain. Is mine a long nose? Nope. It's paid for though. There's a big difference. Do I like long noses? Oh yeah, I like them. Maybe I get one day, I might. But right now, it's all about the money. That's why I said, you know, I did my research, talking to drivers, finding out what was working for them. Owning the truck outright is much better than having to chase a payment. And I think every driver out there would tell you that. But that's just my food for thought on this. I didn't want to really slam anybody. I wasn't trying to. Just it's my thoughts on what I think consulting, why it's wrong. It's not a company that you're consulting for. It's a fellow driver, a brother that's out here just trying to make a buck, and you know, maybe he just needs a little pumped up. Like I said, a lot of this out here is common sense, and unfortunately you can't teach common sense. It's something you're brought up with. If we could, there'd be somebody out there that was making billions teaching common sense. But anyway, like I said, we're on our way to Laredo. I'll check back with you then. Here's our next load. A load of sea-doos, and we're taking these to Oklahoma City.